The movie starts with a man named Clay. He used to work in a special military group called the Beekeepers. This group worked for the U.S. government and handled very secret cases that regular police couldn't deal with. After he retired, Clay wanted to live a quiet life, so he became a beekeeper, taking care of bees. He rented a garage from an old lady named Mrs. Parker, where he stayed. Mrs. Parker is a retired school teacher who lives alone. She also helps poor women and children through a charity. One day, while Mrs. Parker is working on her laptop, a virus warning pops up on her screen. The warning says her computer is infected and tells her to call a phone number to fix it. She calls the number right away, but it actually connects her to a criminal gang pretending to be an antivirus company. While Mrs. Parker talks on the phone, hackers take control of her computer. They can see her bank activities. The gang manager, Garnett, tells her the weird things on her laptop are normal during virus removal. Garnett apologizes and offers to pay her money as compensation. She gives him her bank details, and soon she sees $50,000 in her account. But then, Garnett says he's only allowed to send $500 and asks her to send the extra money back. Mrs. Parker tries to return the money, but as soon as she types her password, all her money disappears. Garnett and his team have hacked her bank account. Mrs. Parker is devastated. She has lost all her savings and the money for a charity. Meanwhile, Clay is busy collecting honey and putting it in a jar to give to Mrs. Parker as a gift. But when he gets to her house, he feels something is wrong. He carefully grabs a knife from the kitchen to protect himself. When Clay goes into the living room, he sees something terrible. Mrs. Parker has died, and there is a gun lying on the floor next to her. At that moment, an FBI agent named Verona arrives and points her weapon at Clay. Verona thinks Clay might have something to do with Mrs. Parker's death. To make things even harder, Verona is actually Mrs. Parker's daughter. Verona calls the police, and they come quickly. They investigate the house and take Clay to the police station for questioning. Even though Verona is very sad about losing her mother, she wants to find out what really happened. At the crime scene, Verona finds clues showing that her mother was a victim of a criminal group known for fake phishing scams. Verona is surprised to learn her mother's death was not murder. The police find proof that Mrs. Parker took her own life. The next day, the police let Clay go. When he goes back home, Verona comes to say sorry for blaming him for her mother's death. She tells him about the criminal group. When Clay hears this, he contacts the Beekeepers and asks them to help find the criminal group. He wants justice for Mrs. Parker. Using all the information they have, the Beekeepers quickly learn about the fake antivirus company known as UDG run by Garnett and share this with Clay. Soon after, Clay went to the UDG headquarters carrying 2 cans full of gas. He knocked out the security guards and went straight to the control room. There, he poured gasoline all over the computers. Garnett and his team rushed in to stop him, but he beat them easily. He set a bomb to explode when he got a phone call and warned Garnett to run away if he wanted to stay alive. A few moments later, the phone rang, causing a huge explosion that destroyed a big part of the building. After the explosion, Garnett called his boss, Danforth, to tell him what happened. Danforth told Garnett to hire some tough guys to find Clay and kill him. The next day, Garnett and his hired men found Clay at his bee farm. When Clay left the farm, Garnett's men broke the beehives and followed him secretly. Clay seemed to know they were after him, and he was ready to fight. When they attacked Clay at his home, he fought back and killed Garnett's men. Clay spared Garnett, but cut off his finger to teach him a lesson. But Garnett didn't seem to learn, because soon after, he called Danforth to say the plan to kill Clay failed and that he lost his fingers. While they were talking on the phone, Clay suddenly attacked Garnett. Clay tied Garnett to the front of his car and rolled it into the water, drowning Garnett in the process. Danforth heard everything on the phone. Clay then warned Danforth that he was coming to finish things. Danforth decided to meet with Wallace, a former CIA boss who now handled Danforth's security, because Danforth's mom, Jessica, the new U.S. president, asked him to keep her son safe. Jessica was worried after hearing Danforth got involved with someone called the Beekeeper. Wallace quickly contacted Janet, the current CIA director, to ask about a man named Clay. Janet said Clay had quit working for the Beekeeper. Without hesitation, Wallace told Janet to get rid of Clay. Janet then asked the Beekeepers group to send Anna, one of the agents, to kill Clay. While Clay was filling gas at a station, Anna attacked him. but Clay escaped, fought back, cut off her fingers, and set her on fire, causing a big fire at the gas station. To avoid more danger, the Beekeeper told the CIA they would stay out of the fight with Clay. Janet told Wallace this, meaning neither the CIA nor the Beekeeper would chase Clay anymore. Wallace then had to take action himself to get rid of Clay. He gathered a team of special forces and told them about the Beekeepers group. He said Clay was a dangerous rogue agent threatening innocent people to convince them Clay had to be stopped. Meanwhile, Clay used one of Anna's fingers to get into her home and use her computer. He tracked Garnett's phone signal and found Danforth's location in a building called 9 Points. Clay took weapons and bombs from Anna's place and left. Wallace's special forces were already at 9 Points, and the FBI SWAT team was outside, expecting Clay to come. Surprisingly, Wallace let the workers inside keep working as usual. The company inside, NSU, was involved with crime, especially scams. When Clay arrived, he surprised the SWAT team and easily defeated them. He then went inside the building and disguised himself as an NSU employee. One Special Forces soldier recognized him and started attacking. The Special Forces joined in, but Clay avoided their attacks and took them out one by one until none was left. Clay then questioned Rico, an NSU executive, forcing him to say who owned the company. Scared, Rico finally told Clay the boss's name. At that moment, Verona and her team appeared with weapons pointed at Clay, but Clay managed to escape. Verona and her partner found out that Danforth, the son of the U.S. president, owned two companies, NSU and UDG, that were involved in phishing scams. These companies were part of Danforth Enterprises, which also provided software used by U.S. government agencies. Verona also pointed out that Clay might not only be after Danforth, but also threaten the president, Jessica, who is Danforth's mother. After hearing this, the deputy director assigned Verona and Matt to catch Clay, while the SWAT team increased security for the president and her family. The next day, Verona and her partner helped Secret Service agents protect the president and Danforth during a charity event at their beach mansion. Despite the tight security, Wallace was worried about Danforth's safety, so he hired mercenaries led by Lazarus, who claimed to have taken down a beekeeper in the past, even though he had lost one of his legs in the process. Regardless, Clay managed to sneak into the estate through a drainage channel and hid under a truck. He knocked out a SWAT team member and planted bombs on their vehicles. Then, he disguised himself to blend in with the guests at the event. However, Verona saw him and ordered the SWAT team to catch him. Clay pretended to surrender, but then blew up the trucks to make a distraction. He fought past security, injured agents, and showed no mercy to the hired mercenaries. He reached the hallway to the president's office and defeated Lazarus in a violent fight. When Clay tried to enter the office, Wallace tried to stop him from killing Danforth. Clay ignored him, broke his finger, and went inside. Verona and FBI agents followed Clay inside. Upon seeing Clay, Danforth panicked and pointed a gun at his mother, holding her hostage. Verona tried to stop Clay from hurting Jessica or her desperate son, but Clay asked Verona if she was working to enforce the law or to get justice. Seeing Danforth's true nature, Clay chose justice and shot Danforth, killing him instantly. He then escaped through a window. Although Verona had a chance to stop him, she let him go because she cared more about justice for the victims than just following the law. The movie ended with Clay fleeing on the beach with scuba gear he had hidden. Do you think Clay was right to choose justice over following the law? If you don't agree, what would you do differently to get justice for Mrs. Parker if you were in Clay's place? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and share this with your friends who love movies.